you're buying a small electric SUV but find most of them to be a little bit boring, well, this might be of interest to you. It's the latest MINI Countryman SE. You can get this in 3 different trim levels: JCW Sport, Classic and Favoured. Having the trim levels like that is actually easy to go through the range because they're all packaged together with certain characteristics and features. You don't have this big long list of option boxes like previous Mini models. Either way, underneath you've got a 66 kilowatt hour battery providing energy to 2 electric motors for all-wheel drive. They combine to produce an impressive 230 kilowatts. Mini claims 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds. And you might think a small little SUV with 230 kilowatts should do quicker than 5.6 seconds. But part of that is due to the weight. So electric vehicles are almost always very heavy, and this is no different. It's 2,000 kilograms, which is quite a bit, easily the heaviest version of the Countryman ever made. You've got a fully electric range of around 430 kilometers, which is not too bad considering this is meant to be just an urban runaround. One of the differences between this and a typical small SUV is the design. It looks very cool. Integrated spoiler there. I even like the S in yellow just to help it stand out. Plenty of attention to detail. You've got gold kind of tinged trimmings down below. They almost match the 6-spoke wheels there. And then you've got black trimmings at the front and more of that kind of soft gold. And inside it is just as interesting. Like, look at the attention to detail. You've got this kind of fabric trim across the dash. I love all the patterns and colors and so on. It just really helps it stand out among the rivals. Awesome sports seats in the front, big side bolsters, contrast stitching. If you look closely, you've got a couple of different colors there for the stitching. It's just that attention to detail that you don't see on many of the rivals. Even the climate vents, they've got this really nice stalk. It's almost hydraulic feeling. Despite the badge, this is actually quite a spacious and well-packaged little SUV. I like that the dashboard is pretty big and it's got a fair bit of distance there. Just gives you that perception of space. And the windscreen goes right up as well. It just, yeah, my head's nowhere near the ceiling. As you can see, I've got the seat in the lowest position, but still, there's more room than what you might expect, especially for something called a Mini. And then up on the dash, it is about to bucket down in a minute, so if I'm rushing, that's why. You've got this circular touchscreen, very unique, it really stands out in this class. It's quite easy to use once you get used to it. You can actually touch these corners or pull them down and you get different displays. If you want to focus on the speed and the vehicle's status and all of that. You do have a home button, you've got your climate button there as well, so you can hone in and focus on finer details. Although I would prefer to have climate sort of sitting at the bottom there permanently rather than have to dig in and keep pushing buttons all the time, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. Then you've got some main controls down below, volume knob, so that's great to see. Vehicle ADAS systems, you just hit that and it takes you straight to a page so you can turn your lane keep assist off or whatever if you want to. And then your gear selector here, wireless phone charger, decent amount of storage actually, cup holders, a little box here, you can hide away certain things. And it is rubber lined, so that's good to see. Same with that one. So things don't, scratch about all over the place. And up at the back, we don't quite have a flat floor. It's almost completely flat. But I think the leg room and everything is not too bad. Considering this is just a small SUV, it's not pretending to be a medium or large. It's just a practical little runaround. My head's nowhere near the ceiling, and you've actually got reclining seats. So you've got different adjustments for this backrest, and it splits into 3 sections. So you can actually split the middle bit forward and leave the outer seats there so you can put your skis or surfboard through the middle if you want to. You've also got a flip down armrest, cup holders, twin charging ports and some climate vents. And then up at the back, just quickly duck under this tailgate. Actually starting to pour down a fair bit. You've got a decent sized boot. It's about just over 400 litres. It doesn't really seem like it when you're just standing and looking at it, but it's pretty spacious, again, for a small SUV. Like even a Mazda CX-3, I think is measured less than this. So it's quite practical. You can fold the seats down and open up around 1400 litres as well. You do have some extra storage under the floor. Unfortunately, under the bonnet, you don't have any extra storage space. You've just got an electric motor and other mechanical components, which is a little bit disappointing compared with other EVs on the market that have extra storage under there. Out on the road, it definitely has that fun-loving character that Minis have always been renowned for. It feels very agile, the steering is precise and darty, but not too fidgety that it's, you know, becomes uncomfortable. It's just definitely a sporty little package. You've got a number of different drive modes, or kind of experiences they're called actually. This is just the standard mode. It's got the classic kind of dials. Very easy to read your range, your battery level and all that sort of thing, how much power you're using, and recharge as well when you hit the brakes. But you've also got this kind of funny go-kart mode, and you get like a Mario Kart woohoo to you know, let you know that you've just engaged that mode. But also if you hit, actually in the go-kart mode, you'll notice the artificial sounds are coming through the speakers. But when you go into driving dynamics, put it in Sport Plus or turn the ESC off completely, it goes even, the artificial sound is even louder, and it's kind of got a artificial wastegate sound. Ready? Kind of like a you know, 1980s turbo race car wastegate sound. So it's pretty cool, definitely engaging, and I guess it gives it more theatre and you know, drama compared with a conventional small electric SUV. Ride comfort is actually pretty good. I've got this patchy section of tarmac here, and it's not bouncing me around. You know, earlier versions of the new generation Mini, like I'm talking 10-15 years ago, were quite fidgety and bumpy on you know, uneven surfaces, whereas this, I guess with a longer wheelbase as well, the Countryman, it's obviously quite stable, but it also provides a reasonable amount of comfort. Visibility is very good, especially out the front. You've got that huge windscreen. It's kind of like you're wearing the car rather than sitting in it. It just feels like, yeah, that's just right in front of your eyes. And out the back, it's not too bad, considering this does take on a sporty design, and it is quite small. You've got a surround view camera as well to help you out in tight car parking areas. Now in the corners, that's obviously where it's the most fun. This thing really hangs on, low center of gravity, especially being electric, more so than the petrol versions. And it's just very flat, provides heaps of G-force. You can just sling it around, and with that all-4 four-wheel drive system, relentless grip as well. You can pretty much nail the throttle right at the apex of the corner, and it just catapults you away. Lots of fun. Where things go a little bit pear-shaped is with the price. This starts from around $77,000, which seems like a lot for what you're getting. Like, I know it's, you know, BMW Mini underpinnings, excellent handling and all that, goes really well. But this day and age, you can get an EV that's more powerful, quicker, and offers a longer range for less money. I guess you're paying for that really cool design and the interior layout and the excellent handling.